Hello students, today we will discuss about the multiplication of two vectors. So if you see here, then you will find that there are two types of multiplication in between two vector quantity. You have studied about the work as well as the torque. As you know that work is a scalar quantity and it is equal to the product of force and displacement. Force is a vector quantity as well as displacement is also a vector quantity. It's clear. Both are the vector quantity, but the work is scalar quantity. Here it is a scalar quantity. This is a vector quantity. Here also this is also a vector quantity. In the torque, if you see the formula of the torque is also equals to force multiplied by displacement of its line of action from the axis of rotation. Here you will find that the force is that is the same thing. Force is a vector quantity, displacement is a vector quantity, and torque is a vector quantity. So from this example you can see that when we multiply two vectors in one way, the result is a scalar quantity. When it is multiplied in some other way, the result is a vector quantity. So this example gives the idea that there are two types of multiplication in between two vectors. In between two vectors, there are two kinds of multiplication. When we multiply in one way, the result is a scalar quantity. While when they are multiplied in the other way, the result is a vector quantity. So such type of product in between two vectors, where the product is equal to the scalar quantity, is known as the scalar product. That is known as scalar product. It's clear? Means if you see here you see that here product of these two vectors, force and displacement, is giving work which is a scalar quantity. So this product we call as a scalar product. Scalar product, when two vectors are multiplied in such a way that the result is a scalar quantity, then that product is known as the scalar product. Now see here, this you can write in this way: W equals to vector F dot vector D. It's clear. This product is written in this way. It's clear. When you will write it symbolically, then it will be written as this: work equals to vector F dot vector D. Here we put dot. We don't put any multiplication sign. It's clear. We don't put the cross. Here we put the dot. That's why it is also known as dot product. Dot product. Now similarly, when the multiplication of two vectors gives the vector quantity, then that product is known as vector product. Here this is the vector product. Vector product of force vector and displacement vector is taking place. It's clear? And it will be written in what way? So for example, if you see here, then vector tau equals to vector r, which is the displacement vector, cross vector f. We don't take d because it is the standard practice to take displacement as vector r in rotational mechanics. It's clear? So since these are some standard notations which are used in your book, so we take vector r, we don't take vector d. It's clear? So tau equals to vector r cross vector f. When there is the cross in between two vectors, it means that is the vector product. If there is the dot in between two vectors, then it means that is the scalar product. It is clear? That we will remember. So that's why it is also known as cross product. It's clear? So I think that it will be clear to you that in between two vectors there exist two type of products. One is the scalar product and other is the vector product. In scalar product, the product of two vector quantities is equal to gives the scalar quantity. It's clear? While in the vector product, the product of two vector quantity gives the vector quantity. Now both are symbolically represented in a different way. You can see here, in one we write, here let me open the window. Yes, in one case we write it as dot product, means we put the dot sign here in between two vectors, while in the vector product we put the cross sign in between two vectors. Now I will take up these products one by one. So I am going to begin from the scalar product of two vectors. Scalar product of two vectors. Scalar product of two vectors, that is also known as the dot product. It is clear, because we put dot in between two vectors. Dot product. Now see here, if there are two vectors, vector A and vector B, acting at an angle theta from each other. This is the vector A and this is the vector B. These two vectors are acting at an angle theta from one another. What will be the scalar product in between these two vectors? So vector A dot vector B, it will be equal to AB cos theta. AB cos theta. It's clear? Vector A dot vector B equals to AB cos theta, where A is what? It is the modulus of vector A, means the magnitude of vector A. B is what? It is the modulus of vector B. And what is theta? Theta is angle between both vectors. It is the angle between both vectors. It's clear? Now see here, if you see here, if you carefully see this, then you will find that vector A dot vector B, it can be written as here, as already I told that it is equal to AB cos theta. I have written it as A into B cos theta. A into B cos theta. Now if you see here, what is B cos theta? B cos theta is the component of vector B along the vector A. What is B cos theta? It will be the component of vector B along vector A, along the direction of vector A. Means you can see here, it is the B cos theta. This part is B cos theta. Or in other way we can say that it is the magnitude of vector B in the direction of vector A. Magnitude of vector B, magnitude of the component of vector B in the direction of vector A. You can say this as magnitude of magnitude of component of vector B in the direction of vector A. It is clear? Now see here, it is equal to this length multiplied by this length. If you represent it by the symbol, this is OX, Y, and here I have taken this P. So it will be equal to OX into OP. It is equal to OX into OP. It is clear? Means in order to find out the scalar product, of two vectors, we multiply their magnitudes when both the vectors are in the same direction. When they are in the same direction, means how will you find they are in the same direction? You will take magnitude of one vector and find out the magnitude of the component of other vector in the direction of first vector. See here, what you have done, it is equal to vector A dot vector B is equal to the magnitude of vector A multiplied by magnitude of component of vector B along the direction of vector A. It's clear? Now you can see in the other way also. If you see here, wait here, this is the vector A, and this is the vector B acting at an angle theta. Now what will be the component of vector A in the direction of vector B? How will you find? So in the same way you proceed it in this direction. Since you are finding the component of vector A, therefore from the initial and final points of vector A, you draw the perpendicular over this. So this perpendicular will fall here only, and when you will draw the perpendicular here, so you will be getting this. It is not lying in the exterior part, it is lying here only. It is clear. I was thinking that it will lie in the exterior part. So see here this much is the, you can see, this is this part. This is the component of vector A along the direction of vector B. It is clear? Means if you take this as O, X, Y and this part as M, here vector A dot vector B equals to AB cos theta. It's clear? Now this you can write as A cos theta into B. What is A cos theta? It is the magnitude of component of vector A along the direction of vector B. It's clear? So what is the physical meaning here of scalar product of two vectors? In order to find the scalar product of two vectors, what will you do? You take the magnitude of one vector multiplied by magnitude of the component of other vector in the direction of first vector. In this way you can find out the component. It's clear? Though there is no requirement of going in so much detail, this I have told. Now see here, you can see the properties of vector product, properties of scalar product, not vector product. This is all about it only for scalar product. This we are studying for scalar product. So if by mistake I have said vector product, then it is the actually scalar product. It is clear? Now see here, what is the first property of scalar product? First property is scalar product is commutative. Product is commutative. What is the meaning of scalar product is commutative? Commutative property in which there is no matter of order of occurrence. In which there is no matter of order of occurrence. It is clear? Means whether you find vector A dot vector B or you find vector B dot vector A, both will be equal to A into B into cos of the angle between these two vectors. What is the angle between these two vectors? That we have taken theta, AB cos theta. Here it will be equal to B into A into cos theta. Both are the same, right sides are same. Therefore vector A dot vector B equals to vector B dot vector A. It is clear? Scalar product of two vectors is commutative. It is clear? There is one more property, that is scalar product of two vectors is distributive over addition. Here second property, scalar product of two vectors is distributive over addition. Now how will you write it in formula form? Suppose there are three vectors, three non-zero vectors, vector A, vector B and vector C. Non-zero means whose magnitude is not zero, means neither one is null vector. So vector A dot vector B plus vector C, it will be equal to vector A dot vector B plus vector A dot vector C. Vector A dot vector B plus vector C equals to vector A dot vector B plus vector A dot vector C. Now there is one third property, and which is very much used in numericals in physics. Scalar product of two mutually perpendicular vectors. Scalar product of, and this is very very important, there you will get many questions based over this. It's clear. Scalar product of two mutually perpendicular vectors. The perpendicular vectors is 0. Now see here, if the vectors are mutually perpendicular, then what will be the angle between them? Angle between them will be equal to 0 degree. If the vectors are mutually perpendicular, then what will be the angle between them? Theta will be equal to 0 degree, and it will be vector A dot vector B equals to AB cos 0 degree. And what is cos 0 degree? Not cos 0 degree, it is. Now see here, scalar product of two mutually perpendicular vectors is 0 degree. And why it is 0 degree? So since the vectors are mutually perpendicular, then what will be the theta? Theta will be equal to the 90 degree. It is the 90 degree. So it will be equal to cos 90 degree. And what is cos 90? 0. It will be equal to 0. You see once again, if you find out the scalar product of two mutually perpendicular vectors, so in two mutually perpendicular vectors, angle between the vectors will be equal to 90 degree. And when angle between both the vectors is 90, then what will be vector A dot vector B? It will be equal to AB cos 90 degree. Cos 90 degree is 0, therefore it will become 0. Now see here, you have studied about the orthogonal unit vectors. Orthogonal means, in the previous lecture I have not told about the orthogonal. Orthogonal means which are mutually perpendicular to each other. Orthogonal vectors. Vectors which are three vectors which are mutually perpendicular. It's clear. For two vectors we don't use orthogonal word. It is used only for three vectors. Three vectors which are perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular to each other. You know about the orthogonal set of unit vectors. Orthogonal set of unit vectors. What are the orthogonal set of unit vectors? It is vector I, unit vector I, unit vector J and unit vector K. It is the unit vector along x-axis, it is the unit vector along y-axis, and it is the unit vector along z-axis. Along x-axis, along y-axis and along z-axis. What will be the angle between unit vector I and unit vector J? 90 degree. Angle between unit vector I and unit vector K? 90 degree. in between vector unit vector j and unit vector k, it is 90 degree, because they are acting along the x axis, y axis and z axis, and these axes are perpendicular to each other. What will be their magnitude? So since they are unit vectors, therefore their magnitude will be equal to 1. Their magnitude will be equal to 1. So if you find out unit vector I dot unit vector j, vector A dot vector B, here you can see vector A dot vector B equals to magnitude of A into magnitude of B into cos of the angle between both the vectors. What is the magnitude of unit vector I? 1 into 1 into cos of the angle between them 90 degree, that is equals to 0. Unit vector I dot unit vector j equals to 0. Similarly, unit vector j dot unit vector k, it will be equal to 0. Similarly, unit vector I dot unit vector k, that will also be 0. It is clear? So from here you can deduce that unit scalar product of unlike unit vectors, scalar product of unlike unit vectors is 0. It is clear? Scalar product of unlike unit vectors is 0. It's clear? This you remember. Scalar product of unlike unit vectors is 0. It's clear? So this is the property third. Scalar product of two mutually perpendicular vectors is 0. From this property you have deduced that unit vector I dot unit vector j, unit vector j dot unit vector k, unit vector k dot unit vector I equals to 0. Now see here, after this there is one more property, scalar product of a vector with itself. Scalar product of a vector with itself is square of its magnitude. Is square of its magnitude. It's clear? Scalar product of a vector with itself is square of its magnitude. You can see here vector A dot vector A. What is the magnitude of this vector A? Magnitude of this vector A. What will be the angle between both? Since the vectors are same, so angles will be 0 degree. So A into cos 0 degree, that is A square into 1. That is simply A square. It's clear? Means scalar product of a vector with itself is equal to square of its magnitude. Now in case of orthogonal set of unit vectors, if you find out unit vector I dot unit vector I, what is its magnitude? 1. Here magnitude is 1, so it will be 1 into cos 0 degree, that is equals to 1 into 1 equals to 1. Unit vector I dot unit vector I equals to 1. Then unit vector j dot unit vector j, that is also 1. Unit vector k dot unit vector k, that is also 1. It's clear? So that you remember, cos 0 degree equals to 1. Now after this, suppose two vectors are given in ijk form. They are given in ijk form. Now how will you find? Means it is vector A equals to a1i plus b1j plus c1k. It is given like this. Other vector is also given like this. Then how will you find out their scalar product? Means how will you find the scalar product in terms of the x, y and z components? So I am taking one example here. From here you can deduce one thing, that the scalar product of like unit vectors is 1. Scalar product of like unit vectors, it is unit vectors. Here this word unit is very important. It is clear. Scalar product of like unit vectors is 1. Now see here, suppose two vectors are given. Vector A equals to 3i minus 2j plus 5k, and vector B is given minus 2i plus 2j plus 3k. It's clear. You have to find vector A dot vector B. You can find vector B dot vector A also, both will be same. So 3i minus 2j plus 5k. Then here it is minus 2i plus 2j plus 3k. It's clear. Now there is the simple multiplication procedure. Here you will multiply, here you will apply simple multiplication procedure. What will you do? You will multiply 3i with that bracket, with each term of that bracket. So when you will multiply 3i with this, you will get the result, because here you will get vector I, unit vector I dot unit vector I. But when 3i will multiply with 2j, when 3i will multiply with 3k, you will not get any result. It's clear? No result will be obtained. Why? Because these are the unlike unit vectors, and just now I have told that the scalar product of unlike unit vectors is 0. Similarly, when 2j will multiply with 2i and 3k will produce no result. It will produce result only when multiplied with 2j. It's clear? Because when it is multiplied with I or k, what happens? It becomes 0. Similarly, 5k when multiplied with 3k, it gives the result. Otherwise, with this it will produce 0. With these two, it will produce 0. Or you simply remember that when we multiply I component in both the brackets, jj component in both the vectors, kk component in both the vectors, we will get the result. Otherwise it will be 0, means it will be like this, something like this. It will be 3i into minus 2i. It's clear? Not minus 2i, you put dot. Then minus 2j dot 2j. Then 5k dot 3k. You can see here 3 into minus 2 minus 6 I dot I. 2 into 2 4 j dot j. 5 into 3 15 k dot k. What is I dot I? 1. So minus 6 into 1 minus 4 into 1 plus 15 into 1. That is minus 6 minus 4 plus 15. That is minus 10 plus 15 equals to 5. It's clear? But we will not do so much long. I am giving one more example. It's clear? You can see here. Here vector P equals to minus 2i plus j plus 3k. And vector Q equals to 3i minus 2j plus 5k. And you have to find vector P dot vector Q. So what is the simple procedure? You simply multiply xx component, yy component, zz component with sign and add them. Simply multiply xx component, yy component and zz component with sign and then you add. So you will get the vector P dot vector Q. But here you have to multiply with sign. Means you can see here it will be equal to minus 2 into 3 plus here there is no number, means there will be 1. 1 into minus 2 plus 3 into 5. No need to adopt so much lengthy process. It is clear. This I have done only for explaining. When you have to find, you simply do by that way. What will you do? You will multiply xs component, yy component, jj component with sign. It is clear? And then add them. So it will be equal to minus 6 plus minus 2 plus 15. So it is equals to minus 6 minus 2 plus 15. That is equals to minus 8 plus 15. It will be equal to minus 8 plus 15. So in this way you can find out the scalar product of that two vectors which are given. The vectors are given in terms of I, j and k. It is clear. Now after this we can take, I am taking one example here. Before coming over the vector product, first I will take one example. You can see here, let vector A equals to 2i minus 3j plus 5k and vector B equals to ni plus 2j minus 3k. It is given that vector A dot vector B equals to 0. Find the value of n. Find out the value of n. It is clear. So how will you find the value of n? So since it is given that vector A dot vector B is 0, or instead of this it is given that vectors are mutually perpendicular. Mutually perpendicular. Whether it is given vector A dot vector B equals to 0 or whether it is given this, both are equivalent. Both are equivalent. Perpendicular means theta will be 90, their dot product will be 0. It is clear. Just now I have explained. Here you have to find out the value of n. So first you find out vector A dot vector B. So you evaluate 2 into n plus minus 3 into 2 plus 5 into minus 3. So this will be equals to 2n minus 6 minus 50. That is equals to 2n minus 21. It is clear. Since vector A dot vector B equals to 0, therefore 2n equals to 2n minus 21 equals to 0. So n equals to 10.5. It's clear. This way you can calculate. It's clear. So most of the times 1 marks question is asked in the examination that if two vectors are this and they are mutually perpendicular, find the value of this. It's clear. Now see here, if you have to find out the component of vector A, magnitude of vector A. One more thing, I am doing one more thing from here. Suppose you have to find angle between these two vectors. Angle between these two vectors. It is clear. Here vector A is given this, vector B is given this. Find out the angle between two vectors. Find angle between two vectors. Between vector A, because we have specified here vector A and vector B. In between these two vectors you have to find the angle. How will you find the angle between these two vectors? So as you know that vector A dot vector B, vector A dot vector B equals to AB cos theta. It's clear. Here in place of n I have taken some value. It's clear. Suppose it is equal to 3i. It is equal to 3i. Here vector A is this, vector B is this, and you have to find angle between both the vectors. It's clear. So as you know that angle between both the vectors will be theta, and that theta can be related in scalar product by that way. Vector A dot vector B equals to AB cos theta, means what will be cos theta? Cos theta will be vector A dot vector B upon AB. What is A? You know A is what? It is the magnitude of vector A, which we simply denote by A. And how will you find the magnitude? So in the previous lecture I have told it is the 2 square plus minus 3 square plus it is 5 square. It is equal to 2 square is 4 plus 9 plus 25. So it is equals to 29 130 root 38. Root 38. Then what will be B? B will be equal to modulus of vector B, and modulus of vector B you can find here it is 3 square, then plus 2 square, then plus minus 3 square. As you know that square of negative number is always positive. Square of a negative number is always positive. So what will be this? It will be 9 plus 4 plus 9, that is square root 22. It's clear. Square root 22. It's clear. Now see here, what will be vector A dot vector B? If you calculate vector A dot vector B, so from here you can get this into this, 2 into 3 plus minus 3 into 2 plus 5 into minus 3. So this will be equals to 6 minus 15, that is equals to minus 15. It is clear. Here vector A dot vector B equals to vector A dot vector B equals to minus 15. Now what will be the angle? So how will you find cos theta? It is vector A dot vector B upon A into B. It is minus 15 upon, what is this? This is root 38 into root 22. We can simplify it, minus 15 upon, so this I am going to do by the calculator, and those who have not purchased calculator, they must purchase. It's clear, because in ISC calculators are allowed for the working, but you will purchase this one, FX82MS. FX82MS. It's clear. FX82MS. This is Casio, or in any one you can purchase. This is the 82MS you will purchase, because this is only allowed calculator. It's clear. So how will you calculate? Here I am doing this. It is 15 divided by within square root 38 into 22. This is minus 0.5188. I have taken up to the 4. Now what will be theta? So theta will be cos inverse minus 0.5188, means for which angle cos is this, cos is having this negative value. It's clear. So you can see here it is shift, then cos inverse, then minus shift cos inverse, then bracket, then minus 0.5188. It's clear, bracket close. So it is equals to 121.2 degree. 121.2 degree. It is the angle between these two vectors. It is clear. This way you can find out the angle between the vectors. It is clear. Now see here. Now we will begin the vector product. It's clear. Vector product in between two vectors, in which the product of two vectors is equal to a vector quantity. So if vector A and vector B are two non-zero vectors acting at an angle theta, and here both the vectors are lying on the plane of this white board, and the angle between both the vectors is theta, then vector A cross vector B, it is given by AB sin theta into unit vector n. Into unit vector n. What is A? A is the magnitude of vector A. B is the magnitude of vector B. What is theta? Theta is the angle between both the vectors. Now what does it mean? It's clear. So if you see here, AB sin theta, it is purely scalar. Magnitude of vector A, magnitude of vector B, sin theta, it is a numerical value. It's clear. So it is purely scalar. Quantity. It's clear. While we know that the vector product of two vectors is always a vector quantity, so how will you make it vector? By imparting some direction. By imparting the direction of the vector product. It's clear. By imparting the direction, not magnitude. Magnitude we will get from here. Magnitude we will get from here. So see here, for that we will make use of unit vector in the direction of vector A cross vector B. Unit vector whose magnitude is equal to 1. So when it will be multiplied, it will make no enhance in magnitude. It will make no increase in magnitude. Because if you multiply anything, any quantity with 1, result will remain same. But since it is a vector, so it will impart to this in direction. It will impart this magnitude in direction. And what will be the direction of unit vector? In the direction of vector A cross vector B. So what is unit vector? It is unit vector normal to the direction of vector A as well as normal to the direction of vector B. Or in other words, you can say that it is, in other words, you can say it is unit vector in the direction of vector A cross vector B. In the direction of vector A cross vector B. Means what will be the direction of vector A cross vector B? It will be normal to the direction of vector A as well as normal to the direction of vector B. Now you can see here both the vectors are lying on the plane of board. So what will be the direction of unit vector? What will be the direction of vector A cross vector B? What will be the direction of unit vector? It will be either directed towards you or it will be directed away from you. Means it will be normal to the plane of board towards you or normal to the plane of board in the inward direction. What will be the direction? So that method I will tell you here. Here this unit vector n is shown here, which is normal to this as well as this, though according to the diagram it is not, because this is a 3-dimensional thing. Here vector A, vector B and vector unit vector n, this is three-dimensional thing. So that's why it is, I have made here like this. It is clear. So it is not giving the sense of perpendicularity, but here it will be vector normal to the perpendicular to the vector A as well as perpendicular to the vector B. So you can see here vector A cross vector B. What will be the magnitude of this? It will be equal to AB sin theta. What is A, what is B, what is theta, that already I have told. If you have to write magnitude of vector A cross vector B, it is equal to AB sin theta. It is equal to AB sin theta. What is the purpose of unit vector? Unit vector is used for imparting direction to vector A cross vector B. What will be the direction of vector A cross vector B? It will be normal to both the vectors. Normal to both the vectors. It will be normal to both the vectors. It is clear? So here what is unit vector n? It is in the direction of this, means normal to the vector A as well as normal to the vector B. Now see here, as already I have told, in the normal direction of these two vectors there are two directions. One is in the outward direction, other is the inward direction. How will you find that direction? So that direction can be found by using right hand palm rule. Right hand palm rule. Suppose you have to determine the direction of vector A cross vector B. You will place the palm of right hand, stretching fingers and thumb. Stretching fingers and thumb in such a way that both are perpendicular to each other. Here fingers and thumb both are perpendicular to each other. Then you place this palm of the right hand along the first vector and curling of its fingers. Curling means turning of the fingers. Curling of fingers means turning of fingers. It's clear. Its curling of fingers should be in the direction of other vector, should be towards the other vector. So see here you will place the palm this way or you will place the palm this way. So here you will place the palm in the first way. It is along the first vector A, turning it towards the vector B, then thumb is pointing normal to the plane of board in outward direction. Means here it will be in what direction? If you see here, it will be in this direction. It will be in this direction. It is clear? It will be in this direction. Suppose you have to find vector B cross vector A. When you have to determine vector B cross vector A, so you can see here what will be the magnitude. Magnitude you can see here B into A into sine of the angle between both the vectors. BA sine theta means same as this. What will be the direction? Direction you can find by this rule. See here. Now first vector is vector B. You will place the palm along the vector B. And turning of fingers should be towards the second vector, should be towards the vector A. Thumb is pointing in what way? It is normal to the plane of board inward. It is clear? Means you can see here vector A cross vector B and vector B cross vector A. Though both are having same magnitude, both are having the magnitude this. AB sin theta, their magnitude is same, but they are opposite in direction. One is normal to the board in outward direction and other is normal to the board in the inward direction. So here their directions are opposite to each other. It's clear? Though their magnitudes are same, so what will you say them? You will say that both are opposite to each other, both are negative of each other. It is clear? As already I have told, negative of vector means negative of a vector. Vector of same magnitude, but in opposite direction. opposite direction. Both the vectors are of same magnitude but in opposite direction. Vectors of same magnitude but in opposite direction. It is clear? That is the negative of vector. It is clear? So from here you can see that both vectors are having the same magnitude. Their magnitude is same, but one is pointing normal to the board outward, other is pointing normal to the board inward. So what will you write this? You will write in this way. Vector A cross vector B is the negative of vector B cross vector E. It is the negative of vector B cross vector E. It is clear? Means from here you can deduce that the vector product is not commutative. The vector product is not commutative. There is the matter of order of their occurrence. There is the order of their occurrence matters. It is clear? Order of their occurrence matters in determining the direction. It is clear? That is important in determining the direction. Therefore, vector product of two vectors is not commutative. Is not commutative. It's clear? This. Now see the other properties of this. So here there is one more property, mathematical property here. Though it is not commutative, but it is distributive over addition. Though it is not commutative, but it is distributive over addition. Means vector product of two vectors is distributive over addition. Over addition it is distributive. It is clear? Means you can say here vector A cross vector B plus vector C. That will be equal to vector A cross vector B plus vector A cross vector C. It's clear? This is the second property. Now I will not go into detail of that. Whenever there will be some question on this, that I will explain. Now see here, there is one more. Vector product of two mutually perpendicular vectors. Mutually perpendicular vectors is equal to, here you increase the word magnitude of vector product of two mutually perpendicular vectors is equal to product of their magnitudes. Means you can see here magnitude of vector product of two mutually perpendicular vectors. If there are two mutually perpendicular vectors, means the theta will be equal to 90 degree. Theta equals to 90 degree. So vector A cross vector B, what will be the magnitude of this? It will be equal to AB sine 90 degree. And sine 90 degree is equal to 1. Sine 90 degree is equal to 1. Means you can say that the magnitude of vector product of two vectors is equal to product of their magnitudes. Is equal to product of their magnitudes. It is clear? While in the scalar product it was 0. It is clear? Now then fourth, vector product of a vector with itself. Vector product of a vector with itself is equal to square of its is equal to 0. Vector product of a vector with itself is 0. Means vector A cross vector A. What is the angle between both the vectors? Since the vectors are same, therefore angle will be 0 degree. Angle will be 0 degree. So it will be AB sine 0 degree. It's clear? AB sine 0 degree into unit vector n. 0 vector. So see here, what is AB sine 0 degree? 0 into unit vector n, that is equals to 0 into unit vector n, means it is a 0 vector. Means vector product of a vector with itself is 0 vector. It's clear? It will be null vector. Null vector. It's clear? Or their magnitude will be 0. Magnitude will be 0. If you write it, vector A cross vector A, magnitude of vector A cross vector A, it will be 0. Now from here we can, there is one more property which can be related to this. Vector product of two parallel vectors. Parallel vectors is a 0 vector, is a null vector, and why it will be null vector, why it will be 0 vector. Parallel means they may be parallel or they may be anti-parallel. It is clear? Here both the vectors are said to be parallel. In this case both the vectors are said to be parallel. What will be theta? Theta will be 0 degree. But here both the vectors are anti-parallel. In the opposite direction, theta will be what? It will be equal to 180 degree. You can see. In the first diagram, both the vectors are parallel. So, the angle between them is 0 degree. In the second diagram, they are in opposite direction. Means they are said to be anti-parallel. And angle is 180 degree. It's clear? So, if you see here, from here you can get AB sine 0 degree or AB sine 180 degree. Sine 0 degree is 0, sine 180 degree is 0, therefore it will be a 0 vector. It is clear? So see here, these three are very important property. Vector product of two mutually perpendicular vectors is equal to the product of their magnitudes. Is equal to product of their magnitudes. While vector product of a vector with itself or vector product of two parallel vectors is always a 0 vector, means their magnitude will be 0. Their magnitude will be 0. Now see here, now after this we will discuss the vector product of orthogonal set of unit vectors. Vector product of orthogonal set of unit vectors, and that is very important. Product of orthogonal set of unit vectors. So as already I have seen that if the vectors are the like vectors, if you find out the vector product of a vector with itself, then it will be equal to a 0 vector. The magnitude of that product will be equal to 0. Magnitude of that product will be equal to 0. It is clear? So see here, if you see I cross I cross I, it will be equal to 0. Why it will be 0? Because it is 1 into sine 0 degree into unit vector n. It's clear? So sine 0 degree equals to 0. therefore it will become 1 into 1 into 0 into unit vector n equals to a 0 vector. This will become a 0 vector. Similarly, j cross j, unit vector j cross j, unit vector k cross k, it will be a 0 vector. It's clear? Means we can say that vector product of like orthogonal unit vectors, orthogonal unit vectors is a null vector. But suppose if you have to determine I cross j, it's clear? I cross j, it's clear? So I cross j, you can see here, if you see here in the diagram, unit vector I is along x axis, unit vector j is along y axis. In this direction there is unit vector I, in this direction there is unit vector j, and this is the z axis which we represent here. Actually it is this, actually it is this. It is clear? Here it will be unit vector k. If you see the negative directions of these axes, so this will be the negative direction. It is clear? This will be the negative direction of x axis. This is the negative direction of y axis, and what will be the negative direction of z axis? Normal to this in the inward direction, in the inward side. Here it is positive direction of z axis, negative direction will be normal to the board in the inward direction. It is clear? So these direction you only keep in your mind, these negative direction you will keep in your mind. Now see here, first you see its magnitude. What will be the magnitude? So as we know that vector A cross vector B, it is equal to AB sine of angle between them into unit vector n. It is clear? First you find out this bracket. What will be the value of this bracket? What is magnitude of unit vector I? 1 into this is along x axis, this is along y axis, so sine 90 degree into unit vector n. Now as already I have told, unit vector n will be in what direction? Normal to both vectors, normal to this direction as well as this direction. It's clear? And in what direction, that you will determine by right hand thumb rule. This is the direction of z axis, this direction is of z axis. So you will place your palm along the x axis, because the first vector is unit vector I. First vector is unit vector I, which is along what direction? Which is along the x axis. Second vector is unit vector j, which is along y axis. So you will place like this. Turning should be towards the y axis. Thumb is pointing in this direction, in the positive direction of z axis. And what is in the positive direction of z axis? It is equal to unit vector k. So in place of this you will write unit vector k. So this whole thing will become 1 into sine 90, 1 into unit vector k, that is equals to unit vector k. It's clear? So see here, unit vector I cross unit vector j equals to unit vector k. It is equal to unit vector k. Then if you have to determine vector j cross vector I, unit vector j cross unit vector I. So as already I have told, it will be negative to this. So negative to this, what will be unit vector? It will be unit vector minus k. It's clear? This. From here only we can write. Just now we have seen that vector A cross vector B is the negative of vector B cross vector A. Now you see what will be vector j cross vector k. Cross vector k. So it will be 1 into sine 90 degree. It is clear? what will be the direction of unit vector? See here, this is the unit vector j, this is the direction of unit vector k. How will you keep? You will place this way, turning should be in this direction, it should be visible to you. I think that it should be visible to you. So thumb is pointing in what direction? You can see thumb is pointing in the x-axis. And what is the unit vector along x-axis? It is unit vector I. So you can write it as, in place of unit vector n, you will write unit vector I. So it will be equal to, on the whole, finally it will become unit vector I. Means j cross k equals to unit vector I. So if you write the opposite of this, vector k cross vector j, it will be equals to negative of unit vector I. It is clear? Now after this, you can see here vector k cross vector I. Vector k cross vector I. So see here, vector k is along what direction? Vector k, it is along this direction. Vector I is along this direction. First you find out the magnitude. Magnitude will come same. 1 into sine 90 degree. Means which is finally equals to 1. But what will be the direction of the unit vector n, which imparts direction to this? So first vector is along this direction, second vector is this. How will you place the palm? So I am trying to show you here, palm will be placed in this way. It is clear? Along the first vector, which is this direction. It is clear? Turning should be towards this direction. So thumb is pointing in what direction? Thumb is pointing in what direction? Towards the y-axis. In y-axis, what is the unit vector? It is j. So it will be equal to unit vector j. It is clear? If you write the reverse of this, so unit vector I cross unit vector k, it will be minus vector j, because this will be equal to finally unit vector j. This becomes 1. Now see here, if you see this, then it is very much confusing, but you have to understand this. It is very much confusing. How will you remember it? How will you memorize it? Very simply. It is clear. There is a very simple rule for memorizing this. So about the like unit vectors, there is nothing like unit vectors. It will be equal to the null vector. It is clear. When you find out the vector product of like unit vectors, it will be the null vector. But if it is the unlike unit vectors, and here I am talking about the orthogonal set. Orthogonal set means vector I, vector j and vector k. Unit vector I, unit vector j and unit vector k. So there is a rule. Here along the circumference of this circle, you write unit vector I, unit vector j and unit vector k. As we know that always we take anti-clockwise direction as the positive direction. So you put the arrow in this in anti-clockwise direction. You remember here, I cross j equals to k. You can see I cross j equals to k. J cross k equals to I. J cross k equals to unit vector I. K cross I, it will be equal to unit vector j. K cross I equals to unit vector j. Means you go anti-clockwise. But if you go clockwise, then there will be the negative sign. I cross k equals to negative of unit vector j. You can see. K cross j will be equal to negative of unit vector I. This. Then j cross I, it will be equal to negative of unit vector k. So this way you can memorize it very easily. It is clear? Now see here. Suppose if the vector is given in terms of I, j, k. It is clear? Here it is given vector A equals to 3i minus 2j plus 5k, and vector B is given 7i plus 2j plus 2k. Then how will you find the vector product? It's clear. So how will you find vector product in that case? And very simply, one way is doing the simple algebraic multiplication, and applying these rules. It's clear? And the other way is by preparing the determinant. It's clear? By preparing the determinant means we can determine the vector product of two vectors in terms of their x, y, z component by preparing a determinant. It's clear? Here vector product of two vectors can be found in terms of unit vectors, in terms of their x, y, z component, in terms of you see here vector product of two vectors can be expressed in their x, y, z components, by preparing the determinant, Now determinant is just like the matrix. Matrix cannot be evaluated, determinant can be evaluated. It is clear. Here I am taking one example. You can take any one. Vector A equals to minus 3i plus 2j plus 5k. It's clear. Then vector B, I minus j plus 2k. It's clear. And you have to find vector A cross vector B. So first we prepare a determinant corresponding to this. Corresponding to this, we will prepare a determinant. It is clear. Now you see it. One way is by this cross this, and then algebraically you calculate by using those rules which I just now I have told. Vector product of the like unit vectors is 0, and vector product of unlike unit vectors that you can find by anti-clockwise rule. It is clear. But here very easily we can find in terms of by preparing this determinant. So see here. So in the first row here, you will write I, j and k, and at some distance, not very close to each other. In order for clarity purpose, you write at some distance. Now you will write the corresponding components of the first vector. What is the first vector? Vector A. You will write component I, j and k component below to this. Means below to I you will write the number with I, below to j you will write the number with j, below to k you will write the number with k, with sign. So it is minus 3, 2 and 5. And then similarly here, since there is no number, therefore you can take here 1. If there is no number, so you can take 1. So what will be this? 1 minus 1, 2. It's clear. Now see here, this determinant is prepared. Now we take the sign of I as plus, this as minus, and this as plus. When we simplify, we assign these signs. I as plus, j as minus, k as plus. Then how will you determine the cofactor of I? Cofactor of I. So cofactor of I can be determined by this way. You see here, you draw a horizontal line and then draw a vertical line passing through I. When you will draw a vertical line passing through I, what will you get? Only this is the uncut portion. The portion which is not cut, it is this. So this will be the cofactor of I. 2, 5, minus 1, 2. Then you will write j. What is the sign of j? Minus j. How will you find the cofactor of j? So horizontal line will remain as it is. Horizontal line will remain as it is. It is clear. But vertical line will be this. Now it will pass through 1. It will pass through, it is clear, 1. So you can see here, now this line is cut. What is the uncut part? This and this. Uncut part is this. So you write down the uncut part. What will be the uncut part? Minus 3, 1, 5, 2. Then plus k. In the same way you will determine for k. So what will be for k? So you remove this. These lines actually we will not draw. This I am just drawing for explaining. You will do mentally. It is clear. So you draw here line. When you will draw line here, this will be cut. Only this is the uncut portion. This is the uncut portion. Minus 3, 2, 1, minus 1. Now how will you evaluate it? How will you evaluate? So it is unit vector I. 2 2 ja 4. This into this. 2 into 2 minus this into this. 5 into minus 1. Then minus j. You can see here. This into this. Minus 3 into 2. Minus 5 into 1. Then plus k. This into this. Minus 3 into minus 1. Minus 2 into 1. It's clear? So when you will simplify, it will be equal to unit vector I. 2 2 ja 4. Minus minus plus. It is 5. Minus j. Minus 6. Minus 5. Plus k. Here minus 3 into minus 1, it is 3. And minus 2 into 1, that is minus 2. So when you will further simplify, what will you get? Here you will get 9i. 9i. What is minus 6 minus 5? It is equal to minus 11 and there is one minus sign. So it will be equals to 11j. Then 3 minus 2 is 1. So it is 1k. So this way I have told everything in scalar product and vector product. Now in the next lecture I will discuss some questions over this. It is clear. So now all the theory part I have told to you. There is one more thing that I will tell you during the question. It is clear. So in the next lecture I will discuss the questions based on the portion which I have taught so far. Means starting from the addition of two vectors, we will discuss the questions up to the vector product of two vectors. In the next two lectures I will discuss the questions over this. So thank you.